Hello, anyone not still living in the 1970s. We interrupt your day to bring you this announcement. Husker Ninja is in the building. Alright, guys, this video right here is a follow-up to a video I posted last Thursday. I believe it was July 27th, in which I said I was starting a new Livestream Dynasty. And you guys are welcome to create it, or for a subscriber create a recruit, to be put into recruiting. Well, silly old me accidentally overwrote the save file with Virginia was a team I was using. I accidentally overrode that save file, and so I had to resimulate to get to where I could take a job. And I simulated we're in season 6 of the Dynasty file now. So these are all made up names. No real life people exist anymore. They were all just, randomly generated recruits. And I still couldn't get an offer from Virginia even after 6 seasons, or even after 5 seasons, because they were happy going 4-8 or 3-9. And so I took a job with Boston College. They're also in the ACC, and they also were having a few down years. They got B- program tradition, which was better than I think the C+ was what Virginia had. And they also had 7 wins per year for targets. So, I mean, it's the same type of program, we got to build them up. They're still in the ACC. And so I just figure this will work well enough for us. We'll rock with Boston College instead of Virginia. And, should still be a lot of fun. And before we get to revealing the recruits, I would like to just explain, you guys who submitted a recruit this year, thank you for that. The subscriber recruiting, getting subscribers involved only works if the subscribers participate and actually get involved. So if you didn't submit one this year, that's fine. There's always next season. But if you did submit a recruit this season, you can submit a recruit again next season. I'm not going to, or at least at this point in time, I'm not going to limit the number of recruits you can submit. It'll still be 1 per season, but you can, submit another recruit each season. At least until, we start getting more people participating, and so I want to try and get everyone involved. But for right now, this channel is definitely small enough that you can continue to submit recruits even after you get put into the game once. So everyone who submitted a recruit this season, again, thank you, and you're welcome to submit again next season if you would like. And I did, okay, funny story, before this commentary, I ran through it again once because I was thinking, oh, okay, we'll just wipe it out. But I didn't leave myself enough recording time with the recruits to sort of explain it. So I'm going to start now, and you will see them sort of, in about a minute, we get to the actual recruiting. But I'm going to give myself more time to talk. And so I will be talking ahead of what is showing on the recording. And, just bear with me. And I'm going to go over all the important stuff in the audio anyway, so you don't even really need to pay attention to the recording. You can just listen to what I'm saying and get the same information, really. Alright, so before I get into revealing the subscriber recruits for this season, first things first, our coach, since we did simulate another couple seasons, our coach is a level 23 coach, and so we got a lot more recruiting benefits than we had the first time around. Which, I mean, that's not really a big deal, but just, it is different, so I figured I should point it out because we do have insta-commit maxed out. Alright, and so without further ado, the subscriber recruits for this first season of the Boston College Livestream Dynasty are submitted by IC Lucero, I think. I think that's how you pronounce it anyway. IC Lucero 13. He submitted Elijah White, a balanced cornerback who when I was doing his ratings, I couldn't make him balanced. So he's listed as coverage on the game, I think. But he's a balanced cornerback, 6'2", 200 pounds from Long Beach, California. Uh, Dark skin, and he specified specifically face number 9. And his top 3 skills are man coverage, hit power, and speed. And I honored their top 3 skills. But in addition to that, whenever I create a recruit, I also make them 99 stamina, 99 injury. It's just something I do. So those are both maxed out, but in terms of like actual skill, other than that, his top 3 are man, which I put at I think like a 93, and then speed and hit power. All right, next we got another cornerback, Jarmel Lewis. He is a coverage cornerback from Memphis, Tennessee, 6'3", 220 pounds. Dark skin, and his top 3 skills are tackling, man coverage, and awareness. So I went ahead and did that for him. And next we had a recruit submitted by my good buddy Crazed Donut. I will put a link to his channel in the description of this video if you're interested in checking him out. He does a lot of like first-person shooter type games if you're into that. But he's a defensive end from Flagstaff, Arizona, 6'3", 245 pounds. And he told me I want to either be a hard-hitting middle linebacker or a pass-rushing defensive end. And so I made him a defensive end because that's what we're going to need more of. And so, or like, that's where we have a bigger need. Like, he'll come in, he'll start right away at defensive end, especially when I have to move a defensive end over to defensive tackle in the off season because we need 2 of them right now, and I'm not going to focus on that when I have people who would be capable at defensive tackle. So I went ahead and made him a defensive end. Next we got Andrew Shipley, a 5'10", I think it's 185 pound, a 5'10", 180 pound receiver from Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. He was submitted by my friend Andrew, who is in the online Dynasty with me. He's Old Dominion, I'm Eastern Michigan. We still have to play our user game. It's just we've been busy at different times this summer and haven't gotten around to it. But he told me he didn't care what or like where he was from, so I just made him from Chestnut Hill, which is where Boston College is located, just because I figured that would be easiest for me. Like, if he had proximity to home, it would give me a better chance to get him committed, and so that's why I did. His top 3 skills are speed, catching, and juke. And he's got 80s across the board in spectacular catching traffic, and route running. He doesn't have good release. I didn't do that. Oh, well, no big deal. Okay, maybe it is a big deal if they're pressing, but if not, he'll be just fine. All right, next we got Oscar Torres, a halfback. He also did not care location, so again, I made him from Chestnut Hill. And, you know, he didn't really give me a top 3 skills either. He was just like, hey, I want to be in it. Just plug me in at where you're going to have a need. And our top 2 running backs are both seniors, so I put them at halfback. And, you know, we'll just have him come in, probably start day 1. And then the final subscriber recruit is Tyrese Abrams. He is a 6'5", 225 pound quarterback from, I know it says New York, but he's specifically from Manhattan. I couldn't specify Manhattan when I was creating him, so I was like, hey, you know what? I will just do that right here. He was submitted by Tyrese Abrams, and he's 6'5", 225 from the Bronx, dark skin. Top 3 skills: speed, throw power, throw accuracy. And he's got really good throw power, really good speed, and his overall is still only a 78 because I just bumped down awareness to like 20. Because it's not going to matter if I'm using him, so I just figured, you know what, why not do that? And Tyrese was the only one who submitted a backstory, which I said in the beginning was optional, so, you know, I thought it would be fun. And I'm going to read some of this to you. I'm going to sort of go through it as quickly as I can. But he says, Tyrese is a young kid who grew up in the Bronx, bounced around from different youth football leagues until he found something stable with the Bronx Knights, which is where he was taught how to be a leader and the fundamentals of being a QB. And he was recruited to top high school in the Bronx to play football. Once he got into high school, he started hanging out with the wrong crowd and selling drugs. And he did that because he was tired of watching his mom struggle with the bills and providing for both him and his younger sister, Kim. During his first few years of high school, he put the Bronx on the map, winning back-to-back state titles. Going into his junior year, he had become the number one ranked quarterback in the country. Things changed on one Saturday night when he was out driving with a few kids from his neighborhood. Little did he know he was in a stolen car which had drugs and assault rifles in the trunk. He was dismissed from the team and sentenced to 1,000 hours of community service. Tyrese had pushed his mother over the edge with his reckless behavior, and she died from a heart attack. Kim and Tyrese were placed in foster homes, and Tyrese is beating himself up. He considered suicide, because Kim's foster parents were not very good. They wouldn't provide for his sister. And so Tyrese made a promise that he would make it to the NFL so that not another day would go by without his sister eating. And, he went to another high school in the Bronx. Did I say Manhattan earlier? I meant he's in the Bronx. And, he rehabilitated his image a little bit. He went off in the second half of the season after struggling in the first half. And he was able to work his way back up to a 4-star and get some of those big name schools interested in him. And so we're definitely going to go after. Actually, I max out all 700 points on all the subscriber recruits. I'm going to focus on them at the expense of maybe other good randomly generated recruits in the class. And I realize I went over, what I had for recording, but you know what? It's fine. We will start live streaming hopefully this weekend sometime. I will start this live stream up. Well, that'll do it for me. I will see you guys next time. Have a great day, everybody.